Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Goodness John. So today we're going to be covering this bra cup with this lace and the underlay. So the first thing we're going to do is to fold this fabric in two and then fold it again, and then we're going to be cutting a circle. So I'll be cutting a 5.5 inch circle. And if you're using like a bigger cup, make sure you're using a bigger measurement. So just make sure your measurement is big enough to take your bra cup. So because of my bra cup size, I'll be using 5.5. So I'll cut 5.5 inch circle. I'll do this for both cups. So that's two circles, one for each cup. I'll do this for the underlay, and then I'll do it for the lace as well. Next, I'm going to iron the set to get the midpoint. So I'll just iron this to get the midpoint, and after I've ironed it, I'll open it up to be a half circle. So I'm ironing that a quarter circle, and then I'll open it up to make a half circle. After I open it up, I'm going to measure 1 inch at the top and 1 inch at the bottom. So I'm just going to get a curve. It's just so I can get a curve. So I'll measure 1 inch at the top and then take a curve ruler and connect the 1 inch to the middle, so the midpoint of the half circle. So I'll just connect this, and then I'll do that for the bottom as well. I'll measure 1 inch and then connect it. So this is just so I can get this curve. I'll do this for the circle, for the second circle, and for the laces as well. After I cut out the curve, uh, I'll have 4 pieces of the curve for the underlay and 4 pieces for the lace. So two for each cup, 2 pieces of underlay and 2 pieces of lace for each cup. So now I'm going to attach the underlay to the cup using hemming gum. So I'll just cut out hemming gum and put on the lace, and then place the underlay on the lace and iron it together. So you have to make sure your iron is hot. It's preferable to use a steam iron. You have to make sure your iron is hot so that it melts the glue and attaches both fabrics together. So now I've attached my lace and underlay together. I now have 4 pieces of lace and underlay for each cup. I'll attach this, I'll go and sew this together. Also, I'm going to have 4 pieces of the underlay. So this, I'm using this same fabric to line the cup. So I've cut out 4 separate pieces as well. So I'm going to be attaching the cup together by that curve we cut out, not the circle or the outer edge, but the curve we cut out, the 1 inch at the top and 1 inch at the bottom. That is where we'll be joining the curves together. So I'll be joining 2 pieces together for the lace and then for the lining as well. So at the end of our joining, we're going to have 4 pieces, 2 lace and 2 lining. So these are my 4 pieces, 2 lace, fabric and 2 lining. So the next thing I'm going to do is to notch. Because it's a curve, I'm going to notch so that by the time I iron it sits properly. So I'll notch each of the fabric and then I'll go and iron it open. Because it's a curve, I'll be ironing with a ball. So this ball is just to ensure that my curve doesn't flatten. So I'll iron all the 4 pieces and then we'll start placing it on the cup. So we're going to place it, the joining is going to be at the center of the cup. So I'm just marking the center of my cup so that I ensure that the joining is right at the center. So I'll place it, ensuring my joining and my notched part of the cup is aligned, and then I start pinning. So you have to ensure that it's smooth, and ensure that you do this, you take your time when you're doing this so that it's not bunching up anywhere. So you just ensure that it's smooth. So I'll just go and start pinning it all up around. Okay, now I've pinned the whole lace to the cup. The next thing I'm going to do is to attach the lining to the lace. So I'll place the lining on the lace and then pin it where, like, pin it together in the right place, so making sure the joinings are on the same spot. So I'll just pin it so that it holds, and then I'll go and sew above the edge, so just 1/4 inch above where the cup stops at the top. I'll just go and join it together. Once I've attached this together, the next thing I'm going to do is to trim off the excess at the top. After trimming, I'll go and top stitch the lining. So I'm just top stitching it so it sits properly. So you can decide to skip this part if you want. So if yours is sitting properly, mine wasn't sitting so well, so I needed to top stitch it. After top stitching, I'll come and trim all the excess on the sides of the lace side. So don't forget, I already pinned all I needed on the top of the lace. So I'm just trimming off the excess. And after I trim off the excess, I will place the lining into the cup, so ensuring that it follows the curve of the cup and there's enough allowance for the breast to sit in. And then I'll start pinning it together inside the lace. So after I'm done pinning it all up, I'm going to attach it, so sew it together to make it one piece. So just as I did for the main fabric, I'll be identifying the center of the cup and then smooth, like follow the center, the lining through the center, just ensuring that it follows the pattern, and then I'll pin it up together. When I'm done pinning it and ensure when I'm happy with how it looks, I'll pin it up and sew it around the edge. So I've successfully pinned it up together, and then I've cut off the excess of the lining. The next thing I'm going to do is to go to the sewing machine and sew around the edge. After sewing it, this is what my cup looks like. So it's going to, the inside line is going to have that space, but I don't want it to have that space, so I'm going to use my needle and thread to tack the lining to the cup. So I've bent the cup to the other side just so that I can get the, like, tack it well. So I've bent to the other side so that the inside is looking like it's the front, and then I'm attaching the lining to the cup just at the midpoint. So I'll do this from the top to the bottom of the midpoint, and you'll see what it looks like. I hope this video has been detailed, helpful, and easy to follow. If you would like to see more content like this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so you are notified whenever I post a new video. If you have any questions, please type it in the comment section and I'll be able to answer your questions. Can you see how the lining is following the cup? That's what we want. We don't want it to be dripping and having excess fabric within inside the cup. So our cup is ready to use for the corset. I'll have a corset video if it's something you're interested in watching. Thank you all for watching and see you in my next video.